Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Gladius. I'm going to give you kind of a first impressions of what I think of the game, as well as what I would recommend you picking it up at price point wise. I'm going to use $1 an hour roughly to gauge my scale. For those of you who do not know what Gladius Relics of War is, it is a 40k 4x game. 4x games are strategy games, and the reason it's called a 4x game is because it stands for Explore, Expand, Exploit, Exterminate. Typically these games have multiple victory conditions, as does this game. First one always being kill everyone else in the game, so if you're the last faction standing, push you win the game. This game has a unique kind of quest system that each faction has. They each have their own objectives, and once they finish the end of their quest line, they win the game. Now, they also can lose the game if they fail a quest objective, so that is something you will have to bear in mind, as if you have a quest objective to defend a certain point in the map, and you're unable to do so, you will get booted out of the game. Now, I'm going to be speaking from predominantly a single player perspective, although this game does support multiplayer. If you are going to use multiplayer, I would highly recommend that you go onto the workshop and download some sort of balance mod for this game, as the base 4 factions are not very well balanced between each other. And those 4 starting factions that you get for the base game are Orcs, Space Marines, Imperial Guard, and Necrons. Additionally, they have factions for sale for about $15 each. I think $15 is a bit steep for what you're getting, as an average game only lasts 6 hours on the standard pace option. So I think it would be reasonable to sell them for about $5 each, so you could get, one full playthrough, play through the entire quest line, and be good to go. I think 15 is a bit much, as you're probably going to have to play that faction 3 times before you get your value's worth. Additionally, they have other DLC that just adds units to pre-existing factions. I really don't like those DLCs because I think they should be included with the game. If you pay for the game, you get your 4 factions. Anything that adds units to the factions that you already paid for should be included as part of the game price. I think it's a bit absurd to charge you additional money for like 1 or 2 units. And I do understand it's to add some variety, so if you're playing a lot of playthroughs of this, having some variety, having a few extra units might be worth it. For the average consumer, especially the people just getting into this game, it's $40 base. Now, of course, I wouldn't buy it at base price. I got it as part of a larger collection. Even the larger collection as a whole was cheaper than the game is on sale for Steam now. If you want the complete edition with all the DLCs, it's listed as $103. I think the game, you can get it half off for about $20, is a good steal. I think if you could pay for the entire game with all the DLC included for maybe $50, I think that would be a good deal as well. I think $103 and $40 is a bit steep. Everyone has different preferences. Again, I'm coming from the $1 an hour kind of play guide. I think video games on average should have a 1 hour to $1 gameplay. So the way I would calculate that is there's 4 factions. You want to play through the entire storyline of each faction on the standard game pace, about 6 hours on average. So 20 is a good number because you can finish it earlier. Especially if you do a domination victory, you can win the game much quicker. That depends on your settings, right? You don't know if you're going to be playing on a game with large size, many different factions. That's going to take longer to get a domination victory than it probably would to get a story victory. But if you're playing on a smaller map and you only have like 2 or 3, maybe 4 different factions you're playing against, it might be quicker to do a domination victory. So your mileage will vary. Additionally, I mentioned this earlier, there is workshop support for this game. So you can download a bunch of mods. You can really mix the game up if you really are enjoying it and what they're offering you isn't working, isn't enough. You can play around and try different mods. See if there's something that you really like. There's quite a few different balanced ones, quality of life improvements, things of that nature. It definitely would be worth looking into. If you have a group that you can play this game with consistently, I definitely think it might be worth a $40 price point. It's not the best 4X game I've ever played, but it's complicated enough where you can have a lot of fun with it. The hero system in particular, I really like. I like the ability to put items on the heroes. It gives you some customization options, the additional ability to go and buy items, so you're not relying on RNG or what you find. You can just go buy what you want. Lets you kind of scale up your heroes too, because you could sell the old ones, get some new really good ones on there, the ones that have really been performing well, and specialize them to what you need. I also like how you have the option for your heroes to help with your macro, or to give them cool abilities that will help in the fighting. I think the game is simple enough that anyone can kind of jump in, maybe get a quick tutorial from a friend and get a good game out of it. Additionally, the quest system makes it where if you wanted to do like a cooperative style game where it's you and a friend versus the quest NPCs, you could do that and have a lot of fun with it. Many of the quests will spawn large armies, making it where if you wanted to do kind of a cooperative thing, it would work. For example, if you wanted to do Guard and Space Marines together and you guys were just playing against the NPCs, you could do that. Or of course you can add some Xenos enemy factions to kind of, be in the way. Additionally, the game has these nice little cinematics for each faction that kind of explains why they're there, or to give you some kind of background of what's going on in the planet, which I think is a nice touch. It's unneeded, but it's nice that they did that. The voice acting for those is not bad at all. They have some nice photos they put up that are like the type that move a little bit, so that's pretty cool. If you're not a Warhammer fan, I would probably just recommend you go play Civilization 5 or 6. But if you are a big Warhammer fan and you enjoy those kind of 4X strategy games, I think give it a try. You got nothing to lose. Get it on sale, get it in a collection like I did for cheap. You'll get a few fun gameplay hours out of it. You can get it for $20. You can just play through each of the factions on standard, play through their storylines, have a good time. If you have a faction you really like, maybe it's a faction you collect, you can pay the extra $50 and play through them once or twice. Maps are random, so each time you play will be slightly different. Of course, you can pick different enemies, so who you're fighting can make things different. Personally, I like to play the Xenos races, and then I make it where I'm fighting Space Marines and Guard, the alien race versus the Imperium man. But it's up to you how you want to do it, how you want to theme it. Again, this has been Warhammer 40k, Gladius Relics of War. If you've played the game, leave what you think about it in the comments below. And if you haven't played the game, maybe just put who your favorite Warhammer army is, and if you like strategy games or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're down there. Thank you for watching.
Left us a gift, one that tore the planet apart and trapped us here. This is a rude awakening, but this planet shall learn to fear the Necrons again.